Hey there, my friends. Y'all, it is Wednesday, which means it is time for us to dive in to another episode of the Aaron Bird Live Show where we talk all things business strategy, mindset, tips, tricks, and hopefully a little bit of joy for you as well. So if you're joining me, say, hey, Aaron, what's up? Let me know that you're here. I always want to know who is with me when I come on live every single Wednesday. And today is going to be going to good morning. I'm going to sing just like I do to my kids. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. We're all in our places with bright, shiny faces. Good morning to you. Okay, anyway. Y'all, I've been up for hours. And I know now here it's only 8 a.m. here, but I've been up because lots going on today in our home, but I wasn't going to miss out on this. So if you're joining me, say hello. I always want to know, like I said, who is here with me. We are doing this a little bit differently here. So because of some changes with the Book of Faces. And so we're going to see how it rolls today. My hair is kind of crazy. Okay. So, my friends, can you believe it? When I think about this, we served my team here over here. We served 8,600. I just did that wrong. 8,868 students. I'm looking at my thing here, and I need to fix that because I wrote that wrong. Dyslexia. Anywho. 8,868 students this season. And whoa, doggy, did we learn a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and dive into you what my key takeaways were, as well as what the 5 critical steps are that you really need to think about as you are scaling. So I want to know, before we get this party started, how many students, like, if you could tell me what your big, audacious, scary enrollment number is, what is that number? I want to know. What's that number? Because it's different for everyone. I'll be transparent with you guys and let you know that, I didn't meet my big, audacious, scary number this year. It was 12,000 students, which, as I say it, I know even still seems a little bit bananas. That being said, right, what is your big, audacious, scary number? I want to know. Because here's the thing. If you're joining me, if you've stumbled upon this, if you're in our group and you're like, oh, this just popped in my feed and I'm not quite sure, but it sounds interesting. I'm Aaron Bird. I'm your hostess with the mostest here on the Aaron Bird Live Show. But I support dance studio owners and educators to really grow their businesses, all without the overwhelm, the burnout, sacrificing your personal life. But I also, my friends, I'm in it. I am in it with y'all, right? We have moved things over, and we have a nonprofit organization, and where we teach dance, and we are so excited because we are again scaling again for next season, and we've added a drama and theater program. We have added a fine arts program for next year, so we can continue to serve and make a bigger impact in our community. But y'all, I'm in it. I am running the show. I am, the captain of the ship here. And so I am in it as well with y'all. And so I could tell you, without a doubt, I get the challenges. And so we're going to talk about those today. So if you're joining me, say hello. I want to know that you're here. I want to share with you, like I said, my takeaways and what that means for you. And the 5 really critical growth steps that you need to be able to scale to the next level of your business and what that looks like. So this year was definitely a learning year. We really ramped up. We did some new things this year. We had received a grant that we had to tweak our program slightly because of the grant. And what that did for us is it let us see where the gaps were, what we did really, really well, what we know that we need to tweak because of the scale and the amount of students that we're serving. And it was, for me, it was very eye-opening to where those leaks were and what we were, as we continue to grow, what me and my team are working on, shifting or tweaking to really make sure that next year we're always growing and that we're showing up in the best light possible, and really thinking about our client journey and thinking about how we serve them and try, like, really coming at it strategically to make sure that we are the best. Like, there is no it is unwavering. Like, I want us to be just known as they are the best. They are the best. There is no argument, there's no denying that we are the best mobile arts education outreach program in the Central Valley here in California. Like, that is what we are committed to. And so as we scaled and as we, every year we've been increasing, but this year we had a really, really huge bump in students served. Because we, are doing more in the public school settings. And so there was some takeaways. And so I want to dive into those. And then I'm also going to dive into those 5 critical growth steps that you're going to need to make sure you have locked down before we leave. So let's go ahead and really dive into that. So one of the things that I want to take a moment and just celebrate. I am huge on everybody celebrating their wins. And the reality is that, just like many of you, maybe I don't celebrate my wins as hugely as I should. And serving almost 9,000 students is a big freaking deal. It's a big deal. Like, I can't say that I know too many studio owners who could say that they serve almost 9,000 students in a year. But if you're out there and you're serving at the scale, I want to know. Let me know, because we should connect and talk about all the things, right? But so it's a big deal. So I'm going to take a moment and just celebrate. Y'all, I want to celebrate it because it's a big deal. It's a big deal. The impact that we made this year, not only on the students' lives, but it's a ripple effect. Staff members, teachers at school sites are telling us how amazing it was, how it's changed the way that they are going to show up in their classrooms. That's what it's all about, my friends. And so, I want to make sure that we're doing that and celebrating it. And now Facebook's popping up and saying something went wrong. So, I don't know, y'all. We're going to see. We're going to see what happens here. Okay. Oh, now they finally popped up. Oh, okay. 3, my comments, and it, okay. Well, I'm glad it said something went wrong because now something's going right. So let me know if you're still here with me, because that's helpful for me. Yes, 300 is the goal. 1,000 sounds scary, let alone 9,000. I want all of the above. You know what? I love crazy goals, but just got a major setback, so I am here to be inspired. Okay, so here's what I want you to know, and this is actually thank you so much for like mentioning that, because here's the deal. Me getting to almost 9,000 students was not without challenges, gut wrenching blows, huge setbacks, life happening, right? It was not without all of those things. It is part of life. But we get to decide if we're committed to our vision and our why, and steadily keeping pace and chugging forward in spite of those setbacks. Y'all, I could go through the ringer with y'all of all the things. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know it's still working on your end. That helps me. Thank you. Okay. So there will be setbacks. There will be gut wrenching blows. There will be moments where you're like, I am not cut out for this. Who am I to, like, who am I, y'all? Like, am I crazy? Believe me, when I audibly first said that my big, audacious, scary goal for this year was 12,000 students, my admin team, my management team, my leadership team, the look on their faces was priceless. There was some that were like excited. They were like, oh my gosh, that's going to be so amazing. There were some were like, what you talk about? What you talk about, Willis? Like, some were like, have you lost your mind? Some looked at me like I'm a crazy person. And maybe I am a little bit of a crazy person. But I am so committed to committed to three things. Three things. I am committed to creating an impact in our community, in the lives of our students, in the lives of their families, in the lives of teachers. I am fiercely committed to making an impact, which I am sure if you're here with me, you are as well. I've got a servant's heart and I want to serve. And I know that what we do is so important. And you and I both, like, we could go on and on and on about that. I don't need to go on about that. But that's the first thing. The second thing that I am committed to is building an empire. And what that empire means is that I am not only making this huge impact locally, but I am creating jobs in my community. I am making sure that the ripple effect is felt and that these kiddos who are being touched by our program, they're going to take with them the seeds that we've planted, and they're going to apply them, and they are going to be people in our community who are giving back, who are worthwhile, who are productive members of our community, that we are increasing the sustainability of our community by creating jobs and creating revenue and like all the things that come with it. That to me is what building an empire is. You can decide what that empire looks like. But building an empire to me is creating something that is felt in our community, that becomes a staple in our community, and that's a beacon of hope and joy. That's what I'm all about. That is what building an empire to me is. That's the second thing. And the third thing, y'all, I'm here to create a legacy that lives long after I am gone. Long after I'm gone. That is what I am fiercely committed to. And that's what drives my decisions and my big, audacious, scary goals and dreams. Y'all, like, it. Can I tell you that I actually feel like I would not be honoring who I am if I played small? I would be doing a disservice to my community and to this world because I was wired differently. I was made for more. I know that with every fiber of my being. And so to play small and to not have these big, audacious, crazy dreams would not be me being me. Who am I? Y'all? I am someone who makes stuff happen because I have crazy wild dreams and I figure out how to make them happen. So here's my takeaways. Is that your team is critical to your success. Your team and having the right butts in the right seats is critical. You can have someone who is an A+ teacher, but if you try to move them into a different position that they are not meant for, but because you're like, okay, what I could tell you is this. So we have some people on our team who are amazing teachers, amazing educators. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they are a perfect fit on our team. They show up, they're motivated, they're all the great things, right? But we need, a few lead teachers. We wanted to add that. We have a teacher trainer who's on our team. But I wanted to add a couple lead teachers to, again, help aid in that. But what I recognized after we kind of went through the process was that one of them is just not meant, that's not their wheelhouse. That's not who they are to be a lead teacher. They aren't a leader in that capacity. While they are phenomenal teachers. Like, I love sitting in and watching their classes because I'm like, oh my gosh, this is just so good, right? But then they were struggling as a leader to their peers. So what that made me recognize is that really you could have the right person on your team, but have them in the wrong role. So we did some reconfiguring. We chatted with that team member and, she conferred. She's like, you know what? Like, I really would just love to stay as a teacher because that's my zone of genius. And that's where I would love to be, which is okay with me, right? It's all about communication. So that is one of my big takeaways. Yes, Justine, you so are. You are meant to be a major player. You are meant for it. Christy, you're meant for it. Chelsea, you're meant for it. Like everyone here in my community, this is what I know. You're here for a reason. You're here because you are meant for more. You are a unicorn. You're a unicorn. And that's why you're here. Because y'all, I don't attract donkeys. I can tell you, I don't attract donkeys. You are a unicorn in a field of donkeys, right? And I only attract unicorns. I attract people who know that they are meant for more. So, what might happen? You might have a team member, and that is something that came up for us. We recognized that, and we course corrected, and we, shifted some things, and we figured that out. Another takeaway for us was that some of our systems and SOPs that we had in place, you know, again, maybe aging and dating myself, I don't know. But I remember at night, like if you weren't able to sleep and I turned on the TV and it was infomercials, it was always that darn Ronco rotisserie set and forget it. Like, he did well for himself. Anyway, okay, so I digress. So we need to constantly be looking at our systems every year. And if something isn't working, it's okay. We have to change our systems as we grow. You need a starting point. It makes it easier when you already have them all out there, because then you just tweak them and adjust. You don't have to reinvent the wheel necessarily. But we do have to know that sometimes our systems have to change as we scale and grow. Okay? So here, I hope that y'all are leaning in, because I'm going to share some goodness with you. There are five, I'm going to write this down, 5 critical growth steps. Okay? Sorry. Growth steps for scaling. So, that was weird. Y'all, it's trying to make me type something. I don't want to type. Okay. Okay. There are 5 critical growth steps for scaling. Y'all, number 1 is we need to evaluate and plan, track, and measure. Okay? So, we need to evaluate and plan. I'm probably not spelling these right because I'm, trying to do all the things. Track. I should have one of you do this one. Track and measure. Okay. So the first thing is evaluate and plan, track, and measure. You have to have a plan. You have to know, what's your big, audacious, scary goal? Now, obviously, for me, because I'm so impact driven, I started with enrollment numbers. Like, I wanted to know how many students I wanted to serve. What was that goal? But we also then, there's KPIs, right? How do you know, what are the key performance indicators, knowing that you are on the road to success, that you will hit your goals? What are they? Lay them out with your team, because that's where the tracking and measuring comes in. It's like when you're running a marathon and there's mile markers. Those mile markers are your KPIs. That's where we track and measure to know if you are on track to hit the finish line when you said you want to, right? So we have to evaluate and plan. The second thing that, if you've been around me for a while, you know how I get fired up about this. You need to know your numbers, right? So, yes, we have goals when it comes to, impact, how many students, what is our enrollment, what's the students served. But also, of course, numbers wise, we know what's our revenue intentions. Like, we do revenue forecasting. We look at, what is our profitability? Now, I had someone ask me the other day, but Erin, you're a nonprofit, so you can't be profitable. A nonprofit is still a business, my friends. And guess what? If you are not profitable, whether you're nonprofit or for-profit, you're going to be going out of business. Nonprofits just have to allocate their funds a little bit differently. I'm going to let you in on something, y'all. Maybe I'm divulging too much. I don't even care. I'm an open book. I'm transparent. We just gave each one of our staff members, each one of our teachers, received an end of the year $2,000 bonus. End of the season, $2,000 bonus for each teacher. Then each one of our leadership team, they each received a $2,000 bonus. Why was I able to do that? Because I know my numbers and I make sure that we are profitable. That's how I did it. Like, would you love to be able to give your staff those type of bonuses? We give our staff, they have retirement plans and paid time off and benefit, like all of the things, my friends, because I know the numbers. And we are a sustainable company, organization, whatever you want to call it, period, the end. Okay? Know your numbers. Know your numbers. And don't be afraid to charge accordingly. Okay? The third thing, I'm going to say it, you need to secure sales with a proven lead generation system. Okay. Y'all getting this? You need to secure sales with a proven lead generation system. My friends, this time of year, let me know. Do you feel like it's a crazy time of year? If you say no, you're lying. Lies. Lies, my friends. It is a crazy time. Like this spring, it's bonkers for us, right? Here's the deal. You can never be too busy to be selling. Always be selling. Always get yourself a proven lead generation system that you are working consistently. The fortune's in the follow-up. The cash is in the consistency. And insanely busy. Thank you, Christy. But you know what? Yesterday, I set aside my whole day. I only had one meeting. Only one set up yesterday. One meeting set up. And guess what the rest of my day was committed to? Sales. Because what I do right now is crucial to the success of our organization in the fall. Our enrollment, our sales, our revenue depends on what I'm doing right now, today. So guess what? Yesterday, I was following my proven lead generation system, and I went out recruiting. I went out talking to principals and directors and all the things yesterday. Why? Because it is critically important. Those three things that I'm committed to cannot happen if I do not sell. And I should say if I don't sell because I'm not the only one who sells. Yesterday, actually, there were 3 of us out there selling. 3. Myself and 2 other of my team members. Because it's critically important. It is not something we can push off and off and off. This is where so many studio owners get into trouble because it's insanely busy right now. And I got recital, I got all the things, I've got our showcase, we've got competitions, we've got all the things. That's so like I got to get through those and then I'll focus on enrollment. No, you got it backwards, my friend. You got it backwards. All of the pre-work for all those things you're talking about, recitals, competitions, all that should already have been done months ago. As much as possible. Now, I know there's some things that happen. My goodness, we've had a couple clients who unfortunately have lost their venues for recital that's happening in a couple weeks. And so obviously that throws a wrench in things. But aside from that, we need to be proactive. And while things are still busy, things are crazy busy here. I'm the first to tell you. We are in it. But we are not too busy. We are not too busy to make selling a priority. And what came out of yesterday, us selling? I'm going to be transparent with you guys. $120,000 of revenue came out of us going out for next year, for next season, $120,000 on the books for next year. That was one day. Guess what? Tomorrow, we're going out again. And because we track and measure, we have KPIs, everybody knows what they need to do to make sure we're on track. Y'all, it is, yeah, wowza, right? 100, you know what I mean? Like 6 figures from us going out one day and saying, hey, let's have conversations about your next school year. Okay, so you need to have a proven lead generation system. Yeah? Okay, here, this one, you know, I cannot stress enough, is the 4th thing. Oh gosh, I'm having a hard time. You have to invest in technology and support. Y'all, stop trying to DIY shit. Pardon my French, y'all, but I get fired up. You have to be willing to invest in technology and support. Get a mentor. Get someone who's walking the walk, because if you want to scale, I'm not saying you can't do it on your own, but I can guarantee you, you can do it faster when you have the right technology and the right support in place. Okay? Support comes in many different forms. I can't do it alone, right? It's not me. I'm not like, hey, I went out and I taught 8,000 students on my own. Heck no. To be quite frank, I was rarely in the classroom actually teaching class. Now, that being said, I'm big on quality control. We're quality assurance testing. So, yes, in my schedule, I block out time every single week to pop in and check on teachers and make sure that their classes are up to par. Talk to the staff, talk to the teachers and the director and the principals to make sure that we are serving at the highest level possible. So yes, in my schedule, there is time set aside for that. As well, my program manager, my teacher trainer, like they know, my staff knows we're going to show up. So, and you never know when, so you better be on your game, right? Because we believe we don't do average, we do awesome. So it's words that we live by. It's our motto here. And so support comes in many different ways. Support comes in, in that you have the right team members in place, that you I invest in a mentor. I have a coach, a business coach, that I am always investing in learning. And you know what I feel like? If you're not learning, you're dying. If you're not growing, you're dying, right? So I know for me that I am going to, every time I'm ready to level up, I feel internally that I know that support is going to be what I have to invest in to get to that next level. And every time I invest in, higher level, higher investments, different caliber of coaches. And y'all, I'm here to tell you that I have invested in over $50,000 in coaching in the last 2 years. Why? Because it's critical to those big, audacious, scary goals. Okay? It is critical. It helps me know where I'm at. Okay? So investing in technology and support is critical. It's critical. Okay? And the 5th, critical growth step that you need, and it kind of ties into what we were talking about here, is finding the staff or and I'm going to say this in a big or strategically outsource. Okay, so what do I mean by that? So you either need to have the in-house staff, right? Or there are things that we have strategically outsourced. So there are, we have VAs, we have online business managers, we've got people who help us with content and copy creation and marketing and things of those things. Those are all strategically outsourced, right? Because I want my team, myself and my team to really work within our zone of genius, right? And if something feels really hard, if it feels hard for me, if I feel resistance to it, it's probably because I'm trying to live outside my zone of genius. So, what do I know to be true? Instead of banging my head up against the wall and fighting it and resisting it, or maybe not doing it, because let's be real, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is taking so long. This doesn't feel fun. What I personally know is the more fun I have, the more money I make. So if I'm doing things inside my business that are not fun, and I'm not saying everything's roses and petunias, y'all, and rainbows and butterflies and, all that. There are times where I'm like, oh gosh, this is hard, right? But and again, if it's not fun, if it's not bringing me joy, I look at why. Why is it not bringing me joy? Why is it not fun? And if it's not in my zone of genius or in one of my employees' zones of genius, then I look strategically outside the bubble. Who is an expert in what I want them to do? And then I hire that person. I contract with them. They're their own business, right? So you either need to find the right staff or you need to strategically outsource, because the scalability of your business is all about capacity and capability. Y'all hear that? Scalability of your business is all about capacity and capability. And while most of us are jack of all trades, just because you can do it all doesn't mean you should be doing it all. And so if you know that you're meant for more, okay? If you know you're meant for more, if you know that you want to scale your business, I would love you to ask yourself this question. Will my business systems, infrastructure, and team be able to account for the growth? Will my business systems, infrastructure, and team be able to scale and be able to account for this growth? And if you're thinking to yourself, this is an unwavering, absolute no, they can't, or we're not set up for that, then you need to go to those 5 critical steps, these 5 steps that I discussed with you, and we need to fix the foundation and the systems so you're prepared for the next level in your business. It's vital. Okay? And of course, I would be remiss to say, if I didn't say, if you know that you're meant for more, you want to scale, you know that you have these big, audacious, scary dreams, and you want to get there in the quickest fashion possible from someone who's lived it, someone who's in it, from someone who's committed deeply to seeing you grow and your business grow, then I want you to just drop a me here. Drop the word me below, and I'll reach out and we can chat and see if investing in number 4, right, in support from me to get you there in the quickest fashion possible is a good fit. I'm the first to tell you, I'm not a fit for everybody. But there are some of you here that are on this call that I've worked with personally. And I can say that they were perfect fits because they're not afraid of doing the work, right? Doing all of these things to scale and to grow their businesses. So even if you come on the replay, right? I want to know that too. If you're like, I'm ready for support, I'm tired of playing small. I actually am looking for someone who's in my exact industry, who knows this business, who's had crazy wild success, not magically, because of the proven systems that we have, the action that we take. Drop the word me, we'll have a conversation and see if it's a good fit. But what I can tell you is that you learn a lot. I learned a lot about myself as a leader this year. How do I show up? How am I dividing my time between being a leader of a nonprofit organization that serves almost 9,000 students and showing up here as, you know, the CEO and the leader of Dance Studio Empire? And then obviously I'm still a mama. I'm a wife. I'm a daughter. I'm a sister. I'm a friend. How am I showing up there? How am I showing up for myself? I learned a lot this year about myself. The good, the bad, and the ugly. If I'm being honest, right? And I realized for myself there was things that I needed to work on for myself. And being sovereign in my decisions. And not being overly critical. Because the reality is that I am not average. And what I do is not average. But yet in my mind, sometimes I was feeling like a failure because I didn't hit that crazy audacious goal of 12,000 students this year, right? I told myself, you only served. Y'all, no. Had to stand in the idea that it's pretty freaking amazing, right? And let me tell you what, we've got some big, audacious, scary, hairy goals for our next season. And let me tell you, we are on track to hit them. Now, I'm not saying, you know, I always wait and see where things land at the end of the year. But you know what? I can tell you this much. We're doing the work. Everyone on my team, all the leadership on my team are fiercely committed to these goals because they truly believe that we're not average, we're awesome. And that our community and our students in our community deserve the opportunity. And that's what drives us. That's what drives us. Okay? So, my friends, what I want to leave you with this is this. And if you come back on the replay, y'all aren't immune. I want you to drop it in there too, y'all, because this is a good conversation. I want to know, what are your big, scary, audacious dreams? And this could be for personally, for yourself. Like, I'm gonna share with you guys my big, audacious, scary dream. Summer 2025. Summer 2025. I only want to work the conferences that I decide that I want to attend, right, and show up at. I want to work those. And I want to work 1 day a week, maybe remotely. That's my big, audacious, scary dream for myself. Because guess what? Next summer is Bella's last summer of high school. Like, she's going to be a junior next year. And I want to soak up all the moments I can with her. That's going to be our last summer. Like that. So that is my big, audacious, scary dream for myself. So the shit that I do, pardon my mouth, but the stuff that I do right now is going to dictate if that becomes a reality summer 2025. Because everything I'm doing right now in our businesses are setting us up to make that a reality for next summer. So what is your big audacious dream for yourself? For personally? What's your big audacious dream for your business? Share. That way we can celebrate together when you hit those big, scary, audacious goals and dreams. So my friends, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to do a quick, speedy recap in case you came in a little late. And that's okay if you came in a little bit late. But y'all, this year we served 8,868 students. And what it reminded me of is that there's 5 critical growth steps that you need to be able to have in place to scale your business to the next level. The first thing is you need to evaluate and plan and track and measure. The second thing is you need to know your numbers, my friends. The third thing, and this is y'all got to, you have to secure sales with a proven lead generation system. The fourth thing is invest in technology and support. You have to be willing to invest. And the fifth thing is you have to find the right staff or strategically outsource to others who are experts in what you need done. Those 5 things are critical to you being able to scale. And so, my friends, if you need support, drop the word me below. I will reach out and we could talk about what that looks like for you in your business as you are getting ready to level up and scale to the new you, the next level of your business. Because I absolutely love working with studio owners who know that they are meant for more. They are committed to making an impact, building an empire, and leaving a legacy. So I'm going to leave you all there, my friends. I hope that you have a fantastic day. And next Wednesday, I'm so excited because we are going to be having a special, actually 2 special guests that will be coming on. And there is even a special treat that they're bringing for you. So you want to make sure that you show up live so you have the opportunity to possibly claim this special gift that they're bringing to you. So I'm going to leave you there. I hope that you have a fantastic week, my friends, and I will see you next Wednesday for another episode of the Erin Bird Live Show where we talk all things business strategy, tips, tricks, mindset, and hopefully a little bit of joy in your week. I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and I will see you all very, very soon. Bye, friends.